Hey, so a few days ago we read prologues of a few books, and now I'm officially gonna start the Housemaid, and we're just gonna see how it goes. So yeah, should it be spoiler? I don't know. I guess we're just gonna see how the book goes. I'll come back here and tell you if it's a spoiler or non-spoiler vlog, because right now I don't know how it's gonna go, if it's gonna be anything crazy, but yeah, if there's something like I really want to talk about, most likely it's gonna be a spoiler because I love to talk, but for right now we're just gonna go with the flow. So I'll get back to you. Hello book vlog. It's been 2 days since I don't remember the last time I filmed, to be quite honest, but I read 74 pages my first day officially reading this book, and then 4 pages yesterday, which is day 2. And today I haven't read anything, but I'm gonna read right now. But I just wanted to say that this book is like really keeping me interested in the story and questioning so many characters. I don't want to say too much. I still don't know whether this is gonna be a spoiler or not spoiler video, but that's all I really want to say. Like, there's nothing like juicy that I want to tell you about, so I'm just keeping it rather vague, but not with the intention of being vague. If this is a spoiler, dude, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. It's a vlog, but it's just keeping me in the story. There's nothing really I want to tell you specifically, but like, I'm very involved with the characters, and I'm questioning kind of like everyone, like you should be in a mystery. Like, just something about like, you know, characters is just like, should I trust you? Should I not trust you? Like, I don't know. And you're kind of like on the offense the whole time. That's just how I am right now. So yeah, I'm gonna read. Honestly, I'm very into it, and at this rate, I'll be done with it really soon. So yeah, I hope it continues at this pace and being really, I was gonna say cool, but that's not the word, very good at, you know, just storytelling and the way it keeps you in the mystery. So that's what I'm hoping for. If that's the case, I'll pick up the new one. Well, I'll pick up the next book soon. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and I'll see you later. Who here is surprised that I finally gotten to the point in this book where I want to talk and literally tell you everything? Okay, I have to say things because Millie, my girl, you were doing a bunch of things that I would not do. Listen, okay. Let's catch up. We were kind of non-spoilers. So, Millie moved into this house. They're super rich. They have a daughter, which is a total brat. And she's just like, she's a little demon. Sorry. But, the mother of this child and the woman that she's working for, we've come to realize she's not mentally well. And she's been in the psych ward for attempting to drown her daughter when she was a baby. Okay? And there's just like things and discrepancies. Every time she talks to Millie, she's like very hot and cold. One day she'll tell you one thing, and the next she'll be like, why did you do that? Or like, not even the next day. Like, in one situation, Millie was told to pick up, what's her face? The child. What's her name? Evelyn? Not Evelyn. What is her name? Cecilia. I don't know why I call her Evelyn. Anyways, Cecilia. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So one day Nina, this is the mother, tells Millie to pick up Cecilia from school because she's not gonna make it in time. And so Millie drops everything to go pick her up because she told her like literally 10 minutes before, and she had to find where it was and everything. And turns out that usually on that day, Cecilia goes with her friend for whatever class. And so Millie was like, oh, like, Nina told me to come pick her up. And the mother of the other kid was like, no, she didn't. I always pick up Cecilia and my daughter to go here, and then I drop them off at home. And she was like, well, like, I talked to Nina earlier, and she was like, well, let's call Nina. And so they called Nina. Sorry, it reminded me of that meme. You know what I mean. Nina. And Nina was like, I never told her that. It's actually really hard to find good help these days. Count your days, Nina. Count your days. Count your days. It's just things like that. And then she has like bursts of anger and things like that. Just weird. And Millie has had this encounter with the landscaper Enzo. The first day she got there, he speaks Italian. He was like, peligro, in Italian. I deciphered it because I speak Spanish, and Italian is really close to Spanish, so some of the words in Italian I could like decipher, and then, you know, that means danger. Peligro, I don't know, that's Spanish, sorry. I don't know, you know what I mean. Anyways, he said the Italian word for danger, and she was like, what does that mean? And then she found out it was danger. And listen, something is weird. Like, okay, I feel like I already knew there was gonna be this odd dynamic between Millie, her boss, and the boss's husband. Technically both of them are her boss, but you know, Nina's the one who hired her, so I'm gonna call her her boss. Nina's the boss. Just something like, you know, obviously it's a thriller, like mystery. I already felt like there might be something happening with this husband, and whether it's like Millie having a relationship with this husband, I don't know if I anticipated that necessarily, but the first time they met, Nina just was acting weird when she introduced her to Andrew. And Nina calls him Andrew. And I could just pick up on that. I was like, okay, girl, he might be hot, but he is married, and you better keep your distance because this woman is not stable. And this is at the beginning where we didn't even know anything about her. I'm just like picking up on the fact that this book is a mystery and a thriller, and I'm like, girl, be on your guard. Watch your surroundings. So now Millie's had multiple encounters with Nina and her like two sides, and she's always on guard. So where I am right now is that a week ago, Andrew and Nina found out that they couldn't have a kid, which is what they've been wanting for a while, and Nina's been telling everyone that she's going to have another baby when she's not even pregnant. And they went to a clinic and they told them that they're not able to have a child. So Nina kind of goes into like an outburst and all of this stuff. So Andrew, in order to like kind of like, you know, calm her down and like take her mind off things, decides to ask Millie if he can buy tickets for this play that she's been wanting to see. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, just like ask Nina what days work best for her and just buy the tickets. And so Nina was like, oh yeah, like can you do this Sunday? And so she was like, yeah, for sure, like I'll buy the tickets. And so 3 days before Sunday comes around, and they're talking about the play, and Nina was like, I didn't tell you to buy the tickets for this Sunday. I said next Sunday. This Sunday I have to drop off Cecilia at camp, and nobody else can do it because I'm not going to see her for 2 weeks. Like, how am I going to give this job to someone else? So Nina doesn't want to like not take her daughter to camp to go to this play. So she's not disappointed. No, she was bitchy about it, okay? Because she was like, oh, I told you this in advance, blah, blah, blah. And if you can't get a refund for these tickets, like it's coming out of your paycheck. And these are orchestra seats on Broadway, plus the hotel at the Plaza. And you're telling me you're paying this girl enough to take it out of her paycheck? Absolutely not. And so Millie was like, bro, she's like telling us like in her head, I guess, that not even with her last 3 paychecks can she pay for this. And so Andrew was like, no, don't worry about it. Like, I'm going to try to get a refund for this. And she was like, if not, you're going to have to pay for it. And so, yeah. So anyways, Nina leaves to drop off Cecilia at camp. And Andrew was like, oh, like, by the way, like, I couldn't get a refund for those tickets. But, you know, like, I know Nina probably actually did tell you that it was this Sunday. But I think you should like have these tickets for them not to go to waste. Maybe like go to the city and see this play that has really good reviews with one of your friends. And she was like, oh, like I actually don't really have friends, and you can tell where this is going. And I was like, Millie, no. And before this, Millie and Andrew were caught, not even caught doing anything bad. They were just on the couch watching Family Feud at 1 a.m. because he came downstairs for a glass of water, and she was just watching TV in the family room. And Nina was like, what is happening? And basically she told her that she shouldn't be watching TV in the family room. So anyways, so that's kind of like the tension, and there was just like something there. Okay, and so now we are put into this situation where there are 2 tickets that aren't being used, and he's telling her to go, and she has no friends. So he was like, well, I could go with you. okay? So Nina previously had given Millie clothes, and I was like, Millie, don't you dare take those clothes, because that's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. Because like, you know that she's like hot and cold. Imagine one day she gives you this bag of clothes, and the next day she finds the bag of clothes and she's like, you stole this from me. I cannot do that. I would be on guard all the time. But anyway, so Millie's like, I have nothing to wear to this, all my stuff. And like, I can't go to a Broadway show in jeans and a t-shirt. Like, I have to wear something nice. And so she reaches into the bag and she grabs one of Nina's old dresses and she puts it on and she goes downstairs. And guess who's shocked? He was like, oh my God, Millie. And I was like, Andrew, watch yourself. You know your wife is kind of unstable at the moment. Watch it. And he does not watch himself. She sits down in the car while they're on the way to the city, and obviously her skirt, dress, whatever, is hiking up her legs. And just like, she said mid-thigh. I don't know why she's acting like it went all, well, maybe it did, all the way to her underwear, but whatever. I'm thinking mid-thigh is like half of your leg. Not even like, it's covering everything. But while Andrew's driving, he's like firmly driving, right? He's like, and then they're at a stoplight, and his eyes get off the windshield, and they're looking at her legs. Y'all need to watch yourself. You need to be careful. I'm not saying be careful, but I'm like, no, not be careful like you're gonna cheat on your wife, but I'm like, be careful because I don't know what your wife can do. So now, originally, in the beginning when I first read the prologue, I was like, okay, this housemaid did something. Which I still am kind of on that fence, but I'm like, Nina could totally be capable of doing something. Like, what if Nina killed her husband? You know? I don't think Andrew's gonna die. There's nothing wrong with Andrew. I kind of like Andrew. He's nice. But yeah, either Nina or the housemaid killed someone. But I feel like Millie is the one who killed Nina. And we haven't even confirmed a murder. Well, there's been a murder, but we don't know who it is. But I'm guessing Millie did that to Nina. And we don't know what she went to jail for yet. So, it's interesting. I just had to get that out. I just had to... I just love to talk, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So, I'll update you with anything new. So, I'll get back to you. Okay, it's been like 10 minutes, but I've been on TikTok and I was about to start reading again, and I was just looking at the cover and it reminded me of something I didn't talk about. The fact that the lock is on the outside of her door. She's living in the attic and she doesn't have a lock on her door. She does, but it locks from the outside. And the first night she was freaking out because she thought she was locked in, but the door was stuck. But I think we all know that she's gonna get locked in there. And it's weird. I don't know how you would not be freaking out, because she noticed that there were like scratch marks on the door, unconfirmed, but that's what she thinks it is. And I'm like, I know you need the money, but it would just, I know she's freaked out, but like, I'd be out of there. And then plus, not only did Enzo, I told you, like in Italian he said like danger, but like he also told her in plain English like 2 weeks later. And then Enzo and Nina have this sort of like tension there, and Nina just, not tension, like I don't even think, we haven't seen them talk together, but Nina just doesn't like him, and I don't know why. Whether it be because he knows something, but I don't know. It's just, yeah, I don't know. That's all I needed to add. That's all I wanted to say. But I'm gonna get back to reading. I really have to read. I have to get off TikTok. I need a restriction. I'm gonna put a little lock on it or something. I don't even know how to do that, but I feel like I should. I'm gonna read. Oh my god. No! Oh my god. They kissed! Oh no! Clear, no! Oh, that was the worst thing. Needless to say, we don't get 2 separate rooms at the plaza. So yes, I slept with my married boss. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, y'all are sorry, but like, and you know what's gonna come back into play? The fact that she kept the playbill That and the fact that a super expensive dinner bill and the plaza never got. I have a feeling the credit card statements, we're gonna get outed by the credit card statements. But bro, and the fact that he said before he was married to Nina, he was engaged to someone else, it made me suspicious. I was like, okay, so either you left her, well, you did leave your fiance for Nina, or you cheated on her and you left her anyway. And I was like, this man is capable. As Rachel Green's mother said, once a cheater, always a cheater. Yeah. So, okay. Ew. I was afraid he was going to clear away cobwebs. Stop. I'm not going to tell you what that's referring to, but I'm pretty sure you can deduce. Especially if you read it. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading, but that I felt it coming. I just didn't want it to come because, like, I was like, guys, you're going to get in so much trouble and Nina's going to actually kill someone. I cannot believe that happened. That was crazy. That was insane. Ooh, I'm scared. I'm scared. How much do you want to bet that Nina's back already? I'm scared. I am rattled. And the trash hasn't been taken out, which is what she reminded her to do. So that's also bad. Nina knows. She knows Millie went to jail. So are we gonna find out what it was for? I should keep reading. Hold on. Let's read together. Blah, blah, blah. What sort of food do they serve you there? I've always been curious about that. What's prison food like? I don't know what to say. I can't deny it. She knows my past. It's okay. Well, I hope you don't get inspired by any meals you had there. Stick to what you've been doing. You're doing a good job. Oh, Andrew didn't know. And he wanted to talk later, whatever that means. This is why I say be careful, because Millie makes it back to her room and the playbill that she took from the play is on her nightstand when she left it in her purse. And we found out that Nina had called the house last night at 11. And guess who wasn't there? Neither one of them. They were at the plaza, obviously. Doesn't take a genius to know they went together and that they stayed at the plaza together. And that's so... It looks so bad. Because it is so bad. I mean, they did exactly what she thinks they did. Hence the background check now, which she should have done when she hired her. So, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? I told you that those clothes were gonna come back and bite her. Because guess what? Nina's like... Let me see what Nina's like. Hold on, I have to find it. What is my clothing doing in your room? First of all, why was she in her room? I get it's her house, but it's her room. What are you talking about? You gave me those clothes. I gave them to you. Why would I give a maid clothing worth thousands of dollars? Can't with this lady. I can't. I really can't. I can't. You said they were too small on you. You insisted I take them. How could you lie like that? You stole my clothing. You're a thief. She could call the police on her for that. This is why I would have told Andrew that she gave her the clothes. You need witnesses. I have to read this whole page. I'll come back to you.
12 seconds later.
More drama, more drama, more drama. And he was like, she didn't steal this, because he saw her pack up her closet. And then he was like, you haven't been able to fit into this for years. What are you saying? That I'm too fat? I'm saying that there's no way she stole this from you. Why are you doing this to her? Andrew looks over at me hovering by the sofa. Millie, would you go upstairs and give us some privacy? I need to talk to Nina. Nina. I'm gonna be doing that the whole video, I swear. I hope she eavesdrops. I really do. I really do. She's eavesdropping. He said, you're not the same person I fell in love with. What are you saying, Andy? I'm saying that I don't think I'm in love with you anymore, Nina. I think we should separate. So what is going to happen? You're not in love with me anymore? She bursts out. How can you say that? You're gonna put the pieces together. I'm sorry, I was just going along with things, living our lives, and I didn't realize how unhappy I was. Does this have to do with Millie? I was only reading the quotes. I have to read this. Oh, things have progressed. He just kicked her out. He said, "It's over, I'm sorry." Sorry? Oh, you don't know what sorry is. Excuse me? If you try to go through with this, I will destroy you in court, and I'll make sure you are left penniless, and homeless. Homeless. This is my home, Nina. Blah, 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 blah. Prenup. It becomes mine again when the prenup is into effect. And now I'd like you to leave because it's his house. What about Cece? Oh, Cece is your daughter. You never wanted me to adopt her.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
No way. Oh, I see what this is about. It's because I can't have another baby. You want someone younger who can give you a child. I'm not good enough anymore. Brother. That's not what this is about, he says. Although on some level, maybe it is. Blah, blah, blah. I'd like you to leave, Nina, right now. But it's raining. Pack a bag and get out. It's rough. It's harsh. She saw her. Because she didn't go through the... My battery's running out. How did I just go through 2 batteries? So, she saw her. I'm on page 171. I might stop reading for today. Just because I'm running out of battery. So, I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
A few moments later.
I just made it to part 2. The past couple of nights I've been reading this, like, at night, like, in the dark. And I'm like... And even, like, right now with the light on, I'm like... This is Nina's POV. But how we just ended part 1 is that Millie is locked in her room. Which I told you, that log is just... This will be interesting, though, Nina's POV. This is gonna be... I'm gonna read a few pages, and then I'm done. I swear. I'm done. My battery's flashing again. I decided I'm gonna read 20 more pages just to get to the 100-page mark. But, I wanted to bring this up before, but I thought it was, like, way too out there. But I thought, like, wouldn't it be a twist if Nina wasn't the big bad guy? What if it was, what's his face? Andrew. Because Enzo was like, Nina's coming back. Like, be careful, blah, blah, blah. But now from Nina's point of view, we're seeing that she's happy that she's out and away from her husband. She lights his picture on fire, and she goes, I can't believe I finally got rid of him. Her first real smile in almost 8 years. And then at the bottom it says, how to get rid of your sadistic evil husband, a guide by Nina Winchester. Step 1, get knocked up by a drunken one-night stand, drop out of school, and take a crappy job to pay the bills. My boss, Andrew Winchester, is so dreamy. He's actually not my boss. He's more like my boss's boss's boss. Color me confused. I'm gonna keep reading. We know Nina's been stalking her. What if the plot twist is just that the OG fiance is the one who's not so? I'm just throwing out theories. I'm just giving you my thoughts. I don't know what else to think. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. I'm about to go downstairs to, like, you know, get ready for, like, everything. But, I want to talk to you about something. I have to do it quick, though. I'm on page 268. I read like about 50 pages today, and it was Andrew. And Nina isn't crazy. He just wanted her to think she was crazy, and everything that happened to Millie was just an orchestrated plan. All of the outbursts she had, even them going to the play together, orchestrated. Plot twist, yes. And if I wasn't so focused on Nina the entire time, I want to say that I would have. No! I tore a page. I tore a page. It's literally awful. I'm going downstairs. Hey, so we're done with Thanksgiving. It's like the end of the day. I was about to go to bed. I was gonna read some of the book, but I have to get up early tomorrow. Me and my friend are going like Black Friday shopping for a few hours. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get anything, but anyway, that's besides the point. But I just wanted to update you like officially as to where I am with this book. So in the past 100 or so pages, you know, not 100, like collectively from what I read yesterday and what I read today, Nina isn't crazy. Andrew made it seem like she was crazy just so nobody would believe her when she said that he was doing all of these things to her. So he is the perpetrator. And in order to stop what he was doing to her, she decided to enact this plan to start like making him fall out of love with her. So she put on some weight. She started yelling at him all the time. Because when this was happening, I was like, okay, but like, if she can't have a kid, she had to have done something. She got an IUD. She plans ahead. Good for her. So basically, she does all this stuff to try to like repulse him. So she tries to tell one of the other housewives in the block what he's doing to her, and they don't believe her because apparently every time that she makes a friend, he makes it a point to find them first and tell them her history of mental illness, and that if anything alarming comes up or she says anything like weird, to let him know. And then they let him know, and he sends her straight to the attic, which is like her punishment room. And let me tell you, like him making her pepper spray herself and nothing about the lights when she only took the blame for it because of him. Are you kidding? So one day she's kind of like down on her luck, more or less, and she sees Enzo, you know, the landscaper. And she decides to tell him what's going on with her husband and the fact that he keeps her up in the attic and he's like torturing her because she thinks that he doesn't understand English. But he understands English way more than everybody thinks he does. So he kind of like doesn't react in the moment. And then later he sees her trapped in the attic because she's up there and she's like looking down, and they kind of like make eye contact, and he comes in the house and he was like, you told me you were locked up here, perfect English. And she was like, I thought you didn't understand English, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And he was like, well, I can get you out, I can knock this door down, I can kill him, you want me to kill him? And she was like, no, like don't worry, like it'll be fine, whatever. The next day she gets out and they have this conversation. He offers to kill Andrew for her. And she was like, no, you can't do that. You'll go to jail. I'll go to jail, because Andrew had told her that if he dies or something happens to him, there's going to be a letter that's sent to the police department documenting all of this stuff that she supposedly did to him and stating all of the mental health issues that she had. So it's just not going to look good on her part. It's going to look like she did it. So basically, Enzo and Nina come up with this plan to get her out of the house and to set herself free. So they do the whole passport, new driver's license, birth certificate thing, and getting a wad of cash. But Andrew finds it because apparently she can't have anything nice and she can't get out. But like he finds that and he was like, what were you gonna do with this? Sends her to the attic. And then she goes to Enzo and she tells him everything, and they're like, okay, like we have to move on to plan B. And she's like, what's plan B? I kill him. You can't do that. And then she was like, no, I have the plan. And this is where she enacts the plan of getting Millie to be her replacement for Andrew. And she starts off by doing this background check. She knows exactly who Millie is. She knows why she went to jail, and she knows how desperate she is for the money, and that would propel her to stay for this family that's treating her poorly. And then we learn more about Millie's backstory. Millie went to jail for murder, which I feel like that was just like a thing that I just knew, and I assumed that she went to jail for murder. But yeah, she went to jail for murder, and through Nina's eyes, she had a violent streak, and she'd be the best person to get rid of Andrew for her. So yeah, Nina sets up the whole thing about the papers that were for her PTA meeting or whatever, and obviously that was fake. Just everything was set into motion through Nina. Nothing, basically like everything happened of free will, but it was only because Nina wanted it to happen that way. And so, I mean, she got what she wanted. Her end goal was there. But now we're at this point where Enzo does not feel good about letting Millie stay in that house by herself. And he was telling Nina, like, if you don't tell her, I'll tell her. I mean, you're right. You're like setting up an innocent person to be tortured when you know about what goes down. Like, you did all of this to get out, but you're not gonna help her. But yeah, so that is something. And Nina and Enzo actually get it on together, so that was interesting. I thought it was purely like a brother, like not a brother sister thing, but like a platonic relationship, but obviously not. But now I'm at this point where Millie was stuck in the attic because of some books that she had laying around. But She does her task or whatever he wanted her to do, and she gets out. But the pepper spray that Nina had used on herself was actually left in the closet, and Millie found it. So when she gets out, she pepper sprays Andrew, and she leaves him in there. And that's just where I left off. Now she's just downstairs, like, letting him marinate with his decisions and being trapped in the attic that he traps everyone in. So yeah, and now she's kind of questioning, wait, did Nina know? Because obviously the pepper spray was left in there for a reason, like, you know, it was just weird. But yeah, predictions. I think Millie's gonna kill him or something. Do you think Enzo's gonna kill him? I think it would be actually really disappointing if Enzo was the one to kill him and the one to go to jail. From the start of the book, like the prologue, it kind of leaves us with the ending of the book, which kind of gives us the feeling that Millie's the one who killed him, because they're like, oh, they don't know that I did something, whatever. But we get the impression that she's the one who committed the murder and she's trying not to get found out and that she should have run away. So prediction is that Millie killed him. Hopefully Nina gets out. She's not as bad as she was painted this entire book. So sorry, Nina, for being so scared of you, but like, she did it well. She really did that. Oscar winning performance. I'm gonna go to bed. I have to wake up early. And yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna bring this in the car with me, I think. I only have like 35 pages left, so maybe we'll finish it on the car ride if I don't get totally distracted. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hello, we're done with the Housemaid, and this is actually gonna be a non-spoiler book review just because I feel like I talked all that I needed to talk about in the video. So this is just like overall thoughts about the book. There's nothing really more I have to say. I don't really have to go into anything, so that's why it's just non-spoiler. So this book kept me really entertained, and when it wanted me to bite, I did. And honestly, I read it, I want to say pretty fast. I also had nothing to do when I read it. It was Thanksgiving week, so I really did go through it, but it really like kept me wanting to keep reading. There are plot twists in this book, but they were the kind of plot twists that kind of like come up in the back of your mind, which you kind of like push away. So I feel like since I had those thoughts while I was reading this book, the plot twists didn't, you know, like twist enough for me to be like, oh my god, that's crazy, because it's like an idea that had already popped up in the back of my head. So it didn't have the intended effect of like blowing me away, but I feel like it still did the job. What really is affecting the rating of this book is the ending. Okay, I'm not a big fan of it. I feel like it could have like totally been a standalone. There are 3 books, and if it weren't for the ending, I feel like I would have given it a 4-star. But I'm kind of like debating between a 3.8 and a 4-star rating. On Goodreads, it's 4 stars, which I feel like it's accurate, but if we're like analyzing it, it's truly a 3.8, but it's really close to a 4-star rating. I'm gonna continue with the series. I actually did get the 2nd book, so we're gonna see how that goes and if it actually had a reason to keep going. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Housemaid. Overall, I enjoyed it. It's really fast to get through. Would recommend to a friend. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like if you liked it, and if you want to keep up with me, all my socials are linked down below so we can keep in touch. I'll see you soon.